Set 2 of the My Hero Academia CCG is set to come out early next year. In a couple months, it's actually not that far away. I know Set 1 just came out, and in some countries, Set 1's not coming out for another week or so. But with that being said, in Set 2, we're going to be expecting to get a lot more villain stuff because the League of Villains will finally be reaching our hands. We're talking about Dabi, we're talking about Toga, we're talking about Hero Killer Stain. But in this video specifically, I'm going to be talking about Dabi. If you guys know me, Dabi is my second favorite villain in the entire series, and I'm going to be continuing my series of character card predictions. You guys can go ahead and check out the card in the top right if you wanted to see my prediction on Shigaraki, and it was pretty damn accurate. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about Dabi's, what I think he might have, but it's going to be a little bit biased because it's going to be how I would want him to play. But that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get into it.
Pity. You're not what we need. Stay down. You make good fuel. Allow my flames to consume you.
Okay, so as you guys can see here is my scuffed, unprofessional character card version of Dabi. Now, I decided to give him a hand size of 6 and a health pool of 28. Now, I will get into that more depth a little bit later. I actually want to talk about his effects first because I feel like that will kind of play into the hand size and his health. Now, in terms of his actual abilities, I actually think that Dabi would be pretty cool and would fit his character if he played a little bit like Small Might in the sense that he has self-harm. So if you guys don't know Small Might's effect, I'll go ahead and throw that up on the screen right now. But he basically loses health every turn. For Dabi, I think it would be pretty cool if he loses health every time he attacks because obviously his self-harm, obviously his flames hurt himself, his flames cost him his burning. So I think that would be pretty cool where every time he attacks as a response, he's actually going to be taking some damage. So every time he plays an attack, you would lose 2 health, but you would get either +2 speed or +2 damage as the benefit, as well as you can choose to destroy one of your foundations to give it +3 speed or +3 damage instead. So I feel like that's pretty cool because the power of Dabi's flames changes on his personality. So it kind of like would go hand in hand to say like, oh, if he's more angry, and his flames obviously destroys everything around him. So it'd be destroying his own foundation, which kind of fits into the symbols, which I'll get into after. But it would kind of fit that theme of, okay, he's more angry, he's destroying his environment, he's destroying the area around him, therefore he's destroying his foundations, but his flame is a little bit more powerful, so he gets a little bit more speed or a little bit more damage. Now, I don't know if the pump is a little bit overpowered or underpowered for the sake of you losing 2 health every time you play an attack, but I think that's pretty good because it allows your cards to be really, really powerful, gives him that steroid, and really makes him that threat because obviously Dabi's flames, you don't want to get hit by them because it's absolutely threatening in the show, and I feel like him having that pump in the game would kind of carry over to that. Now, his second ability would be an enhance, and this one, I don't know, might be a little bit overpowered in conjunction with his first effect, but if it's something to this tune or something similar to where like if the attack is blocked, your opponent would still take damage. They would take half of the damage after the card is resolved. So because of that response, I think that it would make sense for Dabi to have a little bit more of a higher health pool because obviously your rival's going to be attacking you, your opponent's going to be attacking you. Then on top of that, you're also losing health when you're using your own abilities. So it's kind of like a countdown. Like imagine going up against a Shigaraki and he's dealing a ton of damage to you by his attacks, and then his enhance where you take damage, or maybe you're facing a Nomu and you're taking a crap ton of damage from that, but then also you're self-harming yourself in order to do your attacks. It's a trade-off, right? I feel like Dabi would kind of need a little bit more of a health pool because like if he was a 7-hander and he had less life, then he would just get absolutely destroyed turn 2, right? I would assume. So I feel like having a little bit of a higher health pool would be good. I do know with Small Might he actually has like 30 health, and he's still a hand size of 7. So I was thinking maybe I could give Dabi a hand size of 7, but I was like, I don't know, maybe that would be a little bit too strong. So you could continue to fish for your attacks and like your attack strings would be really strong using his ability. I think maybe a hand size of 6 is good, and then because it is less than 7, and I'm like, all right, I think 28 would be fine. I don't know. You guys can let me know in the comment section below if you guys agree with that, or if you think it's a little bit too overpowered, or if it's even underpowered. But that's a response. Now, his enhance effect would be, this is something that I deliberated on, that I was actually like wondering for quite some time. And I think it would be cool because his flames obviously would do damage over time, residual damage, even if blocked. I feel like if it worked almost in the way of a throw where after your attack resolves, so whether it's completely blocked, partially blocked, or fully blocked, then your rival would take half of the printed damage rounded up. Now, the reason why this would be cool is because, like, say if you use an attack and even after you do all your pumps or whatever like that, say the printed damage is 4, then they would take 2 damage for like a residual burn damage, even if it's fully blocked, partially blocked, whatever, right? Because that's the residual burn. If they fully blocked it or partially blocked it, then they would take the half damage from the partial block, but then they would also take the half damage from the burn damage from the enhance. Now, again, I don't know if that's going to be too strong, but I do feel like it would be a really cool mechanic for Dabi because you're going to be getting hit by that dot. You'll be getting hit by that damage over time from that attack that he just played, and then he can continue on his string and continue on firing off attacks. So that's his response, that's his enhance, that's his hand size, that's his vitality. And now I want to talk about the type of cards that he would use. Obviously, Dabi is a ranged fighter. He almost never fights in melee range, so I'm assuming that he would definitely want to have ranged attacks. I'm assuming that if we get Dabi-centric cards, then I assume that all of his attacks would be range. So obviously you can use cards that would help in terms of the range package. You have cards in Todoroki's package that I think would be really helpful as well. So I think that those are the type of attacks, those are the type of cards that he's going to have. But with that being said, let's give a rundown on his symbols as well. So for his symbols, self-explanatory with fire, self-harm, destroying foundations because of his effect, being aggressive. I think fire is very self-explanatory, and then of course, obviously, it's Dabi. He fights with blue flames. It's what he's all about. If he doesn't have the fire symbol, then what is Dabi? And I know, guys, again, I know the symbols are supposed to be in alphabetical order. I apologize. Again, I made this real quick in paint. I'm sorry, all right? Don't kill me. But I think that fire is self-explanatory. But then I also feel like Chaos and Void could be pretty cool too, just so you have different ways of building him, whether you want to go more with the Aizawa package, or maybe you might even want to go with some of the Tokoyami cards because he has a ton of ranged attacks as well, and we talked about how Dabi is going to want to be a ranged fighter. But I think that fire is going to be ideally where he sits, and I was thinking about some cool combos where if the Dabi card is like how I'm predicting or how I'm hoping he would be in terms of like this wish list video type of thing, then I think it would be pretty interesting if you have like Heroic Lineage, for example, where after your attack gets a speed boost, it also gets a damage boost. So I think it would be a pretty cool combo in which you'd be able to use Dabi's response after you play your attack. So then that way it can automatically get that speed boost if you choose, because obviously to be able to choose between a speed or an attack boost, you go ahead and choose a speed boost, and then as a response, because it received a speed boost, your Heroic Lineage, you'd be able to commit it and get a damage boost, and then now you still have your enhance, so you can use your enhance so that if your attack doesn't matter if it does damage, if it's not blocked, fully blocked, or partially blocked, they'll be able to get residual damage that way. Then you could continue to try to pump up your damage and other forms and facets as well, and just be extremely aggressive. And that's just one way, right? That's just one idea. That's just one card that I quickly thought of off the top of my head. So I feel like Fire Dabi could be pretty damn interesting if he has an effect like this. With that being said, guys, that is my character card prediction for Dabi. I always have a ton of fun just making videos like this. Like, it's so much fun. You could just let your imagination run wild. What do you guys think of this Dabi? Do you think he'd be fun to play? Do you think he'd be OP? Do you think he's underpowered? What do you think about the hand size and vitality and all those things? What do you think about the symbols that I mentioned? And also, what other cards do you guys want me to do in a character prediction series? Are you guys excited for Gran Torino? What about Toga? Let me know in the comment section below, because I'm the man of the people. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And just remember one last thing. You gotta go plus ultra. You feel me? I'll catch you guys later. Peace.